TalkTV correspondent Victoria Innes is live for us at Luton Sixth Form College, where students are arriving to get their results this morning. Good morning to you, Victoria.
Good morning, Julia.
Very nail-biting day. I mean, look, nail-biting for the pupils and their parents, and indeed the teachers and the head teacher. I know you've got Principal Altaf Hussain with you. In terms of the atmosphere there, we can hear a lot of noise behind you, and the people watching can see a lot of youngsters. They haven't got their grades yet. Are they feeling optimistic individually, or are they aware that they're being called the unluckiest cohort ever?
Well, I mean, there wasn't any sense that they were feeling unlucky this morning. They were here just before the doors opened at 8 o'clock, eager to get in and know what is going to happen, where they are going to go. There were smiles on their faces. As always, it is a nerve-wracking day, especially for this college, the largest in the country. And I know that you're going to speak to the principal shortly. And as you say, it is going to be a difficult year for students, 100,000 fewer A's and A stars. And that is, of course, to tackle that grade inflation, which happened during the pandemic when teacher-assessed grades had to replace exams, and that led to record highs. Now, the government, of course, has said that those grades need to come down back to 2019 level. That was around about 36% of A and A star grades. So it needs to be about an 11% drop, and that will be tough for some students. 50,000 students, it's expected, as you say, may miss out on those grades, and it has so far been really tough for them. These are pupils who did really well during their GCSE results, but they have had difficulty during the pandemic. They did miss out on learning, and they have had difficulty since then in terms of strikes and, you know, ongoing disruption. So, but here today there is a really great atmosphere in the hall. The principal here, I think, is quietly optimistic.
He's looking very smiley and happy, I have to say. Victoria Innes, thank you for that. You are, Steve, I mean, during Altaf Hussain, you're the head. You've got a very busy hall behind you. It feels like it's buzzing. Lots of your pupils are very confident it would sound. Now, yours is the biggest sixth form in the country, I believe, 3,200 pupils. You've got very high attainment levels at the sixth form college. What are you expecting today?
Oh, well, it was a bit of a sleepless night a couple of days ago when we had the data yesterday, and that's why I'm smiling, because, you know, Victoria talked about an 11% drop in high grades. We've actually experienced a 6% increase in high grades, and that's why you can see behind me we've got young people who, and I'm seeing, you know, there's people crying with laughter and joy, and the great news is that means a vast majority of them will get their first place at university. So it's been a tough time for the last 4 years, and it's a massive shout out to the young people, their resilience, their ambition, their families, the great teaching that's had to happen. And despite the government trying to push down grades and the standards, our young people haven't listened to them, and they've had to just work their socks off, and you can see the results behind me. So I couldn't be happy. I'm going to have to sort my face out, because I'm going to be smiling all day.
You don't have to sort it out. I think that's great news. And again, we want the kids who are bright and who work hard, put the time and effort in, to be doing well and get those rewards. But what was unfair, I think, you know, 20 and 21, when those grades were up, we got 38% of grades awarded were A or A star in 2020. In 2021, 45%. It's unfair on the pupils who did deserve those grades. Some kids got marks which they realistically would not have achieved if they'd actually taken the exam. But do you think that this is an unlucky cohort? This lot, they didn't get most. They were year 10. The year you've got behind you, they were year 10. That's the beginning of their GCSE 2-year period. They missed out on education in 2010. In 2020, missed out in 2021. They didn't get to sit their GCSEs. They've had teacher strikes, as Victoria Innes has just pointed out. And actually, you know, they have been unlucky, and now they're not going to benefit from that grade inflation. Do you think they are unlucky?
Well, I think you make your own luck. You know, I think so they had to deal with lots of things outside of their control. But although they might have been unlucky in terms of circumstances, they're not unlucky in terms of the ambition that they have and the ambition that their families have for them. And they just had to deal with what they were given, and the results have actually demonstrated, I think, that they have got that grit and that resilience. And young people get a real bad press a lot of the time, that they give up too easily. Well, look behind me. You know, you've got young people who are the future. You know, you've got the future Prime Minister. I said that when I was appointed principal a few years ago. I'm convinced the future Prime Minister will come from Luton Sixth Form College. You've got future doctors, engineers, artists, radio presenters, journalists, MPs. all behind me. So look behind me. I bet you one day you will rewind this back and you will see possibly the future Prime Minister or the person who found the cure for cancer right behind me. So yes, they were unlucky, but you make your own luck, and they've made their own luck, and I'm really proud of them.
Do you know what? I love your attitude. I love that can-do thing. That's what we need to hear about. It's all about the hard work and the effort. Great to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. That is Principal Altaf Hussain of Luton Sixth Form College with our reporter Victoria Ennis.